from Gyrocopter, or at least you would presume, considering that's the build that everybody goes for nowadays.
Exactly. And then you have to sit there and be able to burst this Death Prophet, or else you're just going to get destroyed in these team fights. And they pick up the Sand King for Sam H, so it is a mid-puck.
Whenever Sam H is on one of these heroes, the Bat Rider or the Sand King, it's always exciting to see because those are the heroes that he thrives on. And
I think, do you think this is an aggro from TNC? You have Juggernaut, Witch Doctor with the Naga Siren roaming in and out?
I wouldn't be surprised. It's a lot of damage.
I only say that because the support duo from VGJ&Thunder is so weak in lanes, and they desperately need levels too.
Yeah, you can't really. The Night Stalker and Jakiro won't be able to do much in the early stages of the game, whereas you can run in Riptide. You've got Cask level 1 if you want. The spin is going to be great for Raven on the Juggernaut. They certainly could get away with it.
And I mean, it just puts them in an advantageous position just because the Sand King's so strong in lane 2.
But
so
then
if they try to
giving Underlord versus Sam H, I guess that's pretty good for Sam H.
Really
the Caustic
good.
Finale.
Yep.
And but Underlord will eventually be able to farm with the Firestorm at some point. But you're right, that is going to be pretty good for Sam H. So
yeah, it's a really good lane for the Sand King, and it's not a lane where VGJ&Thunder can dodge into because the Sand King's also so strong in lane.
So now that you've talked about it more, it's making me think that yes, TNC might be going for an aggro try. I wouldn't be surprised if they call it off, though, and they just want to get Raven farm, because we know when he's given a free lane, he can obviously take over the game, much like how Armel can do in mid lane as well. So
and also the Sand King plus whatever hero, probably the Naga Siren coming to a system, might be able to accomplish the same thing with just how weak these supports are from VGJ&Thunder in lane.
The one issue is if you do aggro try, you do have a Gyrocopter that you have to worry about, but we'll see what they want to do with these lanes and how they will shape up. We are going to get into our game, and remember that this game, the winner of this game, will move on to the playoffs, the 8-team playoffs. Have a couple days off to work with as well, so a very important matchup for these two teams. And we'll start things off by having a smoke from VGJ&Thunder. They will move together towards this top lane, and of course TNC will do the same without the smoke.
Hey Mott, before anything happens, can you do me a favor?
What's that, buddy?
Can you say VGJ&Thunder 5 times fast?
Dude, don't make me do this. It's a little difficult, that's for sure. I'm actually not even going to try. I thought about it for a moment, and I decided this is not going to work out well.
Well, at least you thought about it.
Well,
I can appreciate that.
Thanks for putting me on the spot, Brax.
You're welcome.
That's what you're here for.
Exactly.
So we get some good vision down at the start of this. In fact, two wards dropped extraordinarily close to each other at the river, at the top rune spot. They also have a couple of wards in the dire jungle. Radiant just getting some vision on the pathways, no blocked camps or anything like that. And then the dire one pretty much at the top bounty rune. So there's a lot of vision in the top half of this map. And you can already see VGJ&Thunder are kind of positioning themselves up here. And I don't think TNC are getting ready to aggro. It looks like they're just going to keep this normal, like Raven will just stay in the safe lane with the supports.
I mean, it looks like VGJ&Thunder are trying to dodge, because I don't think they win this lane at all.
That was a two-man Maledicts. That's pretty nice for TNC, but it's not going to turn into anything. They didn't have any disables, so they will just back up, and will turn into 2 bounty runes apiece.
Okay, so we have the mid gyro up against the puck. Well, last time I checked, homing missile's a pretty easy ability to face shift.
Yeah.
It's not great.
That's might not be the best in that regard. He started with a full Wraith Band for freeze. The Illusory Orb will come out. We'll keep our eyes peeled on this particular matchup. We've seen a lot of, I think Ori does the mid Gyrocopter a lot as well. It's exciting that it's such a flexible hero now too.
Yeah.
Samage will not have as easy in a time as he would have had if he had played up against the Underlord. He will have to deal with Sylar and DDC down in the bottom lane. But there are a couple of heroes mid, and Fade's just starting out mid right now. He's just going to sit here and try to deny Armel any farm if he can and just try to put some pressure. But Fade's the one taking damage from Armel at this point.
Yep, he's just clicking him. Those clicks hurt.
Yeah. Void will come in. Spin on the top lane, Yang. He's going to drop the Firestorm, but this lane seems pretty difficult. This is just with Cuckoo here. This isn't even with the Naga Siren nearby. And Yang's getting hit up. The Maledict's still taking him down. One more tick will go, and Raven just needs one more auto attack, but he can't quite find it to get the kill. So he gets into the tree line. He does have a TP scroll for Yang. He's actually going to salve up, though, which is pretty nice.
I wonder if he's going to... Okay, he's just TPing out. I thought he would go and double up the creep wave or kidnap it and take it away.
Nice jukes from Yang, though, to get it into the trees and get away from trouble. That's pretty nifty.
Yeah, he took a lot of damage doing that, but he's fine in the end.
So this is the issue with the Underlord, right? You can farm a lot, you can start doing well. Once you get more experience, you get more levels into Firestorm. But until that point, you're kind of susceptible to getting zoned out and getting ganked, even though he is pretty tanky on this hero.
Yeah, until he gets his levels, he's just a big melee creep.
He's going to try to pull Firestorm the wave. That's some extra experience. He will actually get the bounty rune. The cast came out from Cuckoo, but it was a little too early.
Wow, fast fingers.
Yeah, real fast fingers from Yang to get back and get that rune. So nicely done. Fade will get the other. Rocket Barrage onto Armel. They have a ward. The Void will come in. The Courier's going to come through.
For 4.
He has no salve, but he does have the phase shift and another jaunt available in 1 second as the Illusion Orb comes back off cooldown. So Armel will be fine. He's actually going to use it aggressively, but I think it's fine one way or the other. Meanwhile, Cuckoo is chasing down the Underlord, but Sam H is also taking plenty of damage on this Sand King in the bottom lane.
There we go. I was wondering when Tims would want to move down to the bottom lane because he can apply a lot of pressure here with Sam H's Sand King. There's not that much for him to do up against the Underlord. He did prevent Underlord from pulling the creeps on the first level, which is nice, but after that, his job up there is pretty much done. And he just wants to be able to find a weak lane so that he can pressure. And Sand King, strong in lane, Death Prophet in the safe lane, not the strongest.
I was wondering how much more 2-on-2 we were going to see with the changes to the bounty runes, and it seems like we've seen a fair bit already in this tournament, and even more so now with Tims down in the bottom lane, like you were talking about.
Yeah, that's the beauty of the Naga Siren, right? She's a laning hero. Very, very strong in lane, lots of armor. Riptide is pretty strong early on as well.
Yeah, and even when you have a Windlace, you're super fast for Tims, so you can get around the map pretty quickly as well if he needs to. But at the start of this game, it's going pretty well for TNC and for VGJ&Thunder in terms of the farm. It's kind of even. Yang obviously kind of having a tough time, whereas Sam H has 10 last hits down in the bottom lane. We're still waiting on that first nighttime, which will be in 30 seconds, but speaking of which, Fade has been found by Tims, and he's going to be zoned out. Fade has been just sitting mid, looking to just try to bully Armel, and in fact, Armel is just a level ahead of the Gyrocopter at this point.
Yeah, Puck has about 22 damage over the Gyrocopter with the double Null Talisman build, so it's not an easy lane at all.
Yeah, this Puck hero is in a pretty good place. He has been for a while because of this damage. The amount of output that he can provide is pretty significant.
Yeah.
All right, Brax. Still kind of early, no kills yet. Not much action happening.
It's a slow early game, but the lane phase is very important. You can see Yang. This is his life, right? He pulls the creeps, and that's about it. Can't do anything else. Just trying to get experience.
He's still level 2, whereas Sam H is now up to 3 and almost 4. It is nighttime.
Check it out. Night Stalker hit level 3 because he sat mid for 4 minutes.
And that's why the level advantage is there against Freeze for Armel. But it's still only about a level at this point. But yeah, level 3, we were concerned he was going to be at level 1 at this nighttime. And now he's wrapping around for a gank onto Sam H in the bottom lane, who does have boots. He also has level 2 Burrow Strike and level 1 Sandstorm. And I'm not sure they have any detection, even if they wanted to go for this kill. And Tims has a DD. In fact, the Burrow Strike's going to come out from Sam H. The Sandstorm will go. There's the silence. Nicely done from Fade. That will keep Sylar alive, and that will back them up and get them out of trouble.
It was a really good read from Fade, being around the bottom lane, right when Naga Siren had the double damage looking for a kill.
Yeah. It looked like he was setting up, but instead he has to be there as a defensive position. Meanwhile, Tims is kind of far in here. The Ice Path will come out. It will connect. They have another Void ready and a Silence now as well. DDC's going to drop the dual breath. They have the Spirit Siphon to come in. There's the Silence along with it. And Tims is in some serious trouble. He's got wand charges. He will use them. The Riptide comes out, but one more auto attack for Sylar will do the job. And Tims, that will be first blood being taken from him.
Nicely done. And you have this pretty weak safe lane from VGJ. It is 2 range heroes and everything, but Death Prophet, not the strongest early game hero, especially in the lane, especially in a dual lane, when your experience is getting leached, right? And then you have a Sand King who's strong in lane, but not really able to make anything happen there.
Top lane, Yang getting spun on here with the Maledict coming in. He'll drop the Firestorm. He knows he's dead. He just wanted to try to get some extra farm in the process, but Raven will drop the Healing Ward. He'll start getting some denies on the creeps, but the push is coming. The Siege creep is there. It's the perfect time to find that kill for TNC.
Yang is in such an awkward position. He has this Night Stalker who's roaming around looking to make things happen, but they can't really do anything to help the Underlord in lane. He's pretty much on his own little island to survive and just farm, keep this tower alive as long as possible, but it is very difficult up against the Juggernaut. They're
going to go again. There's the Ensnare. They have the spin still ready. Cuckoo's also walking in the Maledict up to level 2. He will cast up the Firestorm again from Yang. Just trying to get some extra damage and some farm. Meanwhile, Armel gets a kill onto Fade. The Dream Coil, he dove under the tower. And this just shows how hard it is for the Night Stalker, Brax. I mean, he's not getting anything done, and especially against the Puck, it's very difficult.
And look at these lanes he has to pressure, right? One lane has a Juggernaut, the other lane has a Sand King with Naga running around, and then mid's a Puck. Who does he gank?
It is not easy for this Night Stalker. I mean, he is getting experience. He's level 3, he's got boots, but he has yet to make a gank work out.
Well, here it is.
They're going to try to find it. Great Sandstorm from Sam H. The silence does come through, though, and the Ice Path as well. The Spirit Siphon. This might be the kill they need for Fade. But the TP's come in. The reaction is there. But Tim's even cancels it. He says, I don't need to be there for you. You're fine. Just I'll get back and do my own thing now.
He tried his best.
So, I mean, yeah, the early game's not going great for the Night Stalker per se, but he is giving his Death Prophet decent farm, free farm in the bottom lane, I would say. The Gyrocopter is a little behind RML, but I think a lot of that is because of the kill, but it's not that bad yet for VGJ/Thunder.
Yeah, the kill in the matchup is pretty difficult, but Gyro will catch it eventually.
Cuckoo gets off the double Maledict, and the cast will come through as well. RML silenced up. Here comes Tims. He's got the ensnare. He will use it. They might dive this. The Illusion coming out. Fade. There's the Dream Coil. The Maledict's still taking. That should be enough to get the kill. He'll stick up. Is it going to be enough? They will turn and get the kill onto Tims. And now RML, he's got no orb. He's got no mana, and he's about to fall the call down. He phase shifts. It's going to be close. He cannot bottle up enough mana to get the orb off and to jaunt away. And that actually turns into a 2-for-1. And that's a great fight for VGJ/Thunder. And they get the D ward for TDC.
Man, he was like 3 mana off the orb there. That's so unfortunate.
It was really close. Not quite there yet, though. So they will get a big kill. That's one of the top net worth heroes for TNC getting dropped down, and VGJ/Thunder.
Well, Mark, can we check the box there? Night Stalker, nighttime impact? First night?
First night, he got something done.
Did he make you proud?
He could have done more, but it wasn't. I mean, getting the kill on RML is pretty huge. In the meantime, the Ice Path will come. Cuckoo is going to get dual breathed, and now he's in trouble. RML will just jaunt away. They will find Freeze TPing, can't do anything about it, but Cuckoo actually going to survive as Raven comes in with the healing ward. He's got spin, he's got Omni Slash, DDC getting behind the tower. Raven might have to Omni here. Now he's actually going to head towards the south and try to get away from Freeze and Fade as they're running at him. He has a TP, but no spin for another 8 seconds, but it looks like they will drop pursuit and allow DDC to TP back home. Get
so with
away.
all these movements from both teams, right? We have the Death Prophet down bottom alone, level 7, with the Sand King being high enough level. I guess he doesn't have Epicenter skilled. I actually can't check. I'm not sure. Okay, he actually used it. Okay, that's why.
He tried for it. I don't think he got anything done with it.
Yeah, I was going to say he might be able to pressure this hero, but I guess it's already been used, so not going to happen.
So I guess the one thing we should talk about too is that because of these rotations from Tims and Cuckoo, they kind of given some room for Yang. And again, this is where he starts having this impact where you get levels, you get some farm. He's actually more net worth than the Sand King. Speaking of the Sand King, he needs to help out Tims in his bottom.
Nice
the Burrow
time.
Strike onto 2. Tims gets off the Riptide. He's low, but he's still alive. Sylar getting dropped. The Maledict going to work. Cuckoo, one more auto attack, and I think he will die anyways because of the Maledict. Cuckoo's still in trouble. The dual breath, the ticking down will do enough to get the kill. And it's going to be a 1-for-1 trade, but much better for TNC. Great rotations, and Tims somehow survives through all of that.
Yeah, very nice.
So, as I was talking about the Underlord getting some ruin, Sam H is he's doing just fine.
You know, that's kind of what happens on the offlane. You have these people, it's like high school, right? You got these 3 dudes picking on you. Eventually they get bored, they leave. And then you have the one-on-one with the bully who's not so tough. He's got the backup. And then you start to get experience again.
This is getting real deep, Rex.
It is.
I love the allegory to high school. That's pretty much the offlane in a nutshell. You're not wrong, let me tell you, buddy.
You got all these kids that just want to pick on you and beat you up, and then one day...
You grow up, much like Tiny does. So, for now, it is a slight advantage for TNC. They will smoke up, but they do so under a ward. It was spotted. VGJ/Thunder pinged it out immediately. And that means that the Skank, at least it shouldn't work. Freeze is a little far up in the lane, but he will move himself back to safety. He's got a Fairy Fire to work with as well.
Yeah, he knows.
He's got Phase Aquila Wand.
He's out of there.
And he's fine. DDC's going to TP the cask. Riptide and Snare will come out in time for Tims. That'll be able to cancel the TP. DDC will try to drop the Ice Path. It does hit onto Tims, and now Freeze is coming in, and they baited this into him. But RML is also here. Yang, they throw down the call down, they throw down the Firestorm, and Cuckoo will fall. Tims has the homing missile. He is in trouble. He has no song to work with. He's only level 4, and Freeze will secure a double kill on this Gyrocopter.
Man, they just didn't have the damage to do anything to the Gyrocopter. Witch Doctor and August Iron, not the most damage between them until Witch Doctor has that ultimate.
But that's the importance of the vision, and smoking in a position like this in the middle of the river. They were able to be ready for VGJ/Thunder and turn it into something beneficial for them, which I think is significant.
Yeah. That's the danger of smokes, right? Sometimes you gank yourself.
Yeah, don't gank yourself. Definitely don't do that. TNC will move together. They will smoke again immediately after their previous one. This time they will include Raven, and they will look to find bottom. Yang is already back behind the tower, but here we go. The Illusion Europe, they can dive this. They've got the cast. They have the Burrow Strike along with it, and the Blade Fury, that will secure the kill. So even though it was a bit of a dive, it worked out fine for TNC, and now they'll put more pressure onto the Tier 1 tower in the bottom lane.
Yeah, the important thing was Yang still got the Firestorm off, so he cleared the creep wave. So now look at this. TNC have to try to just hit this tower without any creeps. The wave is still so far away. And then meanwhile, VGJ are making their own play on the top lane, and they're already hitting the tower.
Yeah.
So they actually might take this Tier 1 before TNC does. It is Exorcism committed, but still.
Yeah.
Just by using that one Firestorm, you delay that much longer.
And that's what Yang has done a good job of that. We talked about it. Every time he died at the early stages of the game, he'd always drop a Firestorm before he went down. So at least you're getting farm, you're pushing the wave out, something important, and getting yourself some extra money to work with. It's just the little things that make it a little bit easier. Still, though, it is going to be a Tier 1 for Tier 1, regardless of the wave not being there. Raven's able to take it down. He now has the Yasha, and I like that he went for the Yasha instead of going straight for the Battle Fury. Get some stats for yourself, get some agility, some extra damage to go on your side.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's really important to be able to fight lineups when you see heroes like Jakiro, Death Prophet, heroes that can really force the issue because you need to be able to fight and respond.
He didn't even need to be there. They have more than enough damage between Armel and Sam Age coming in with Cuckoo's Cast. That secures a kill onto DDC, and now they're pressuring yet another Tier 1 tower.
They're just rolling from tower to tower. There's no Exorcism available, so they know that any sort of split push to counteract that's not going to be as threatening.
I mean, they're going to try to find the Death Prophet in the top lane as well. Sylar is already, he's got drum charges available with Burst Strike comes in. They've got the Veil, the Dream Coil coming in, and Sylar will get dropped down. He stays a little too long. Good TP rotations from TNC to turn it around and to secure that kill. Nice pickup there.
TNC's early game is looking extremely good at the moment. Being able to pick off these heroes like Death Prophet is very momentum-based, right? Once you have that ultimate, you can move from tower to tower. It feels very strong. When you don't have that ultimate and you're unable to get these lanes out really far, she gets punished, split pushing, trying to apply some pressure to the Tier 2 up there. It's a lot more meaningful when you're able to stop these heroes from being able to push out that far.
Just ball out of control, essentially.
Because look at how VGJ are farming, right? Yang is taking like the farm in front of the towers, split pushing that way, when it should in theory be the other way around.
Right.
Right? You want to have this hero pushing out these dangerous lanes, but at the same time, he's just trying to defend because TNC are moving from tower to tower rather quickly. And
that's the impressive thing, too. This is not this team doesn't have a particularly good pushing lineup for TNC. Yeah, they've only taken one tower, but they're trying to get the tempo going in their way in terms of just trying to push into the Tier 1 tower mid, getting these waves pushed out bottom. They're doing a pretty nice job, but vcg.Thunder, of course, they have plenty of net worth to work with, even though the Death Prophet did just go down. Yang is still farming well, and of course, Freeze, the Gyrocopter, he will pick up an SNY, and that's when things get dangerous, and vcg.Thunder are going to try to push themselves into this Tier 1 with these items they have now.
Yep, when it's dark and spooky, it's go time.
They'll drop the Liquid Fire, and there's the Exorcism. They're ready to go. They also almost have a Yule Scepter for the Death Prophet on top of that. It is nighttime, something to consider, as they have the Night Stalker nearby. Yang, he has the Firestorm. He can push it, put it down behind the tower, and just cut the creep wave, and he's going to do exactly that.
I'm a bit surprised they committed so heavily, like by showing those 5 heroes there so quickly. Gives TNC that opportunity to just keep on farming the map. Sam Age farming for his Blink Dagger, and then we have Armel's Puck down bottom, and then Juggernaut was also split pushing the top lane.
Yeah.
Like when you have the Liquid Fire, you can just attack it so casually without having to commit so many heroes. But I guess it's nighttime and they have DP ultimates, so they just wanted to force the issue. But it's one of these plays that might actually end up with a gold deficit when you commit so heavily to take down that Tier 1. But it is the mid tower, of course, so.
And I mean,
very useful to take down.
You were right about Sam H and Armel farming. They both got Blink Daggers now after that small period of time where they did push that Tier 1 tower in the mid lane for vcg.Thunder. Those are some big items for TNC. Again, we talked about their fast-paced kind of lineup, and they can start really going here with these Blinks up now that they're ready to go.
The game is at an awkward pace for VGJ-Thunder. Like, when they have their ultimates, when they have Exorcism, it's really easy for them to run down towers, but then they're also playing off the Night Stalker timing, too. So when these timings don't line up together, you're just like, you're not at full power.
Yeah.
And then TNC are also out-farming you across the map. You have Juggernaut going for Battle Fury, and then Puck split push is going to become something that's really difficult for them to deal with once he gets those levels in phase shift. I guess, though, they're stacking. That's nice.
Yeah, we haven't really talked about the jungle camps, but Freeze is taking a big one with the Ancients with the help of DDC and Sylar here. And so get him close to his SNY. He's very close at this point. He didn't go for the drum, which we usually see as that filler item before you get something like an SNY or BKB, but I like the idea of just getting the SNY a little bit earlier in this game because of the amount of fighting that they're dealing with at this point.
Yeah, drums into SNY into BKB would take quite a long time, so he skipped the drums, goes for the SNY, and then into the BKB probably.
Yeah.
Definitely need BKB against Naga Siren, Puck, Sand King. So
Yang already has a Pipe of Insight. I suppose I
Nice.
shouldn't be surprised by that. He doesn't have the most net worth in the game, but this is where a lot of the damage comes from TNC, and that's what you talked about in the draft. And now he has the Pipe of Insight ready.
yeah, when you can tank up on these heroes like Death Prophet and even Jakiro, Night Stalker, pretty beefy heroes health-wise, so just makes them even more difficult to take down.
This is a big smoke for TNC. It's daytime. The Epicenter is getting channeled. Freeze. The Death Ward will go. There's the Burrow Stroke with the Epicenter follow-up. They didn't really need the Epicenter. He was already dead pretty much from Armel's Veil and all of his magic damage coming in. Now Fade will take a Maledict in the cast, but they don't want to dive behind the tower with the Sand King. Although Sam H is ready. The Blink is not up for another 3 seconds or so. And Raven went a little too deep, but he will spin out. He has Phase. He's also got his Yasha and a completed Battle Fury. Armel is coming back in. Do they want to go again? They're thinking about it. They will back themselves away now that they've noticed everybody is here for VGJ Thunder.
For them to go back in without Coil and without Epicenter or Death Ward, so I imagine they're just going to back up.
Raven will take the stack. The smoke will break immediately. They get off the silence. The healing ward is still up. He's got his phase back up in 5 seconds. Armel is there. No Dream Quill, but he has the Illusion Orb in the Waning Rift.
That healing ward.
They're going to jump in. There's going to be the Waning Rift. 3-man Burrow Strike from Sam H. They drop the Flak Cannon, and here we go. The Magnifier also dropped down. Raven's fine, but the Exorcism is back up, and that will be enough to kill Sam H. But that's Exorcism committed just for that one kill on the Sand King. Can VGJ Thunder get more out of this?
You had a 3-man Burrow on top of the Juggernaut spin, Pipe of Insight comes out, and all of a sudden, nobody takes any damage at all.
No damage.
Pretty crazy stuff.
Raven's Omni Slash was available, but without Dream Coil, I don't think they really wanted to go back. And he will use it onto Yang, and Yang is just dead. He walks up too far, there's no creep wave, and Raven finds himself a solo kill. And now that puts him to a dominating spree at 4-0-1 for the Juggernaut.
Looking very good, especially once he gets that Manta style. Then there's going to be no reliable way to actually lock him down, right?
Yes.
It's Night Stalker, Jakiro, Death Prophet, no instant stuns coming out.
So, it is a 2K lead for TNC now.
Look at the gold on Tim's. This man's investing.
Yeah. Is he going to do the same thing we saw? Who was it? We saw it yesterday coming out.
It was Jabs.
Jabs coming out on the Mineski Naga Siren. It didn't work in that game, but the fact that he was able to get that much farm was pretty significant. And now, can they get it on the Naga Siren? Will he actually go for the rail into the ratings for X?
He has all the freedom in the world in this game just because of how dominant their early game is so far. So I don't see why not.
Yeah, he's certainly saving for something, and I wouldn't be surprised if it is going to be that relic. We will see. He's going to get some more room to work with in the top lane to find farm in the jungle. The rest of his team is down bottom, trying to keep this bottom wave pushed in. And they have taken the tier 1 bottom and mid lane. So VGJ Thunder, a team with Exorcism, a team with the Liquid Fire, they haven't done as much pushing. I mean, the towers are even at this point, except for there's an extra tier 1 tower for TNC, but still, it's kind of surprising that TNC are able to get so much done on the map right now.
Doesn't it feel like VGJ Thunder aren't getting enough in these nighttime blocks with Death Prophet? With Death Prophet and Jakiro, you imagine that they'd just be able to run down from tower to tower, but TNC's lineup isn't greedy at all.
Yeah.
Right? It's Juggernaut, Puck, Sand King cores. These guys want to fight at all stages of the game.
Yeah.
Right? They don't sit back and farm. Juggernaut does go for the Battle Fury build so he can continue to scale into the game and stay ahead of everyone, but it's not like these guys are weak at all. And because of how strong their cores are early game, it's so difficult for VGJ Thunder to group up and push these towers.
But I do think it is important that VGJ Thunder are getting the pipe that they have on Yang and the BKB, more importantly for Freeze, that he is now building into. He actually stopped the SMY and said, okay, we need this BKB now. They have a lot of magic damage. They have a lot of ways to initiate onto me. With this, we can fight and I can actually kill some of the TNC heroes, and I think that's important. And they should be able to win a fight with that BKB once it's up for VGJ Thunder.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. They're definitely going to need BKBs on both Death Prophet and on the Gyrocopter, and they're both really close. That'll help them with their team fight, but until then, TNC can just continue to dominate the map.
I also like that Yang is building into the mech. He will have it shortly. That will keep it so the burst damage is at least minimalized with TNC trying to jump with the Sand King, the epicenter. If Yang is there in time, the mech will certainly help out with the pipe along with it.
Yep, Juggernaut just picked up his Manta style as well, so good luck locking him down. Going to be super difficult because they only have a delayed stun in the ice path and then a couple silences that he can just remove with the Manta style.
Yeah, that was the issue previously, was that he had to deal with the Death Prophet silence as well as the Night Stalker silence. Now, they could use it after the Manta is done, but it still shouldn't be as big of an issue now that he has the Manta style for Raven.
Naga Siren working on that radiance.
Yeah, the relic's done. Sylar quietly has farmed his BKB. He had his Yule's Drum treads for a while. He has level 2 Exorcism. And once they get this BKB for the Gyrocopter, do you think they fight for VGJ/Thunder, try to take a fight and then push into a tower?
I think they need to, because they're just getting out-farmed on the map. They need to, well, their BKB timings are about to line up, right? Gyrocopter 10 gold away, so they have double BKBs, 2 more minutes at nighttime. It's go time.
It should be, at the very least.
So, Mont, the problem with go time is you can't stop these heroes from pushing out lanes. Juggernaut's clearing these waves in front of your face just because he knows you can't go on him. And then Sand King Puck, these heroes also instantly clear waves. But all right, we got the smoke on smoke
Double
action.
Smoke, but Raven finds the DD, the Burrow Strike, it comes in, it's onto Sylar, there's the Omni Slash, the Yule Scepter will keep him alive, but DDC is also taking the damage, the Illusion of the Dream Coil will come through, they've got the BKB, the Mech coming out, the Song of the Siren, they want to try to at least fight Freeze while this is going, but everybody's running from TNC, they're all splitting up, they're kiting the BKB timings as well as the Exorcism. Raven is still on the run, he still has his Manta Style, so one way or the other, he should be fine. Kuku coming back in, the cast will come through, he'll drop the Healing Ward for Raven, Fade looking for the Hunter in the Night, he does get off the Crippling Fear, coming in for the back is Armel, the Illusion Orb coming in, that'll be the Waiting Rift onto 2, the Yule Scepter now on the Death Prophet. Remember, no BKB available, the Veil will go, the Epicenter getting channeled, but not much damage being done. The Burrow Strike coming in, the Silence comes out, but it's not in time, it's 2 dead on the side of VGJ/Thunder, and they're looking for more for TNC. Can they find it? Sylar is getting low. The damage is just real for Raven onto Freeze, who barely gets away, but the Maledict will take him down in time. Back on the other side of the fight, Sylar is going to be at least ensnared, but they will have that ulti to get away. Can they get Yang out in time? The Force Staff, the Yule Scepter, but they will get away. Good use to that Dark Rift coming in from the Underlord, allowing Sylar to survive. But TNC with a great fight, great back call while those BKBs went Brax, but then they reinitiate and do a great job.
Yeah, there was a point where Raven also used his Manta Style to dodge the homing missile, and Freeze didn't think that was going to happen, so we ran in trying to fight him, and then out comes the Manta, and he just dies to the damage with the Maledict on him. Jeez, but yeah, the Naga Siren combo, well, ultimate counter, that's going to be insane throughout the entire game.
This is the latter half of the fight, and you're going to see, I mean, the Jug goes in, and you're going to see what you were talking about with Freeze trying to fight the Jug at this point, but the Burrow Strike Epicenter, so they do get that kill onto the Night Stalker. Sylar was trying to chase down Raven, wasn't able to do it. And yeah, that's the missile. There's the Manta you were talking about, and then the Gyro just dies. They couldn't get the Death Prophet. They did do a lot of damage, but then the heal comes in.
I'm surprised they couldn't kill the Underlord here.
Yeah.
But they're all silenced, just trying to click him down, and it's not enough.
Meanwhile, there's going to be a Dream Coil and Fade in a lot of trouble. They have the Veil. They've got the Maledict taking him down. He will stick up. He's got to earn charges. He might survive. No, the last auto attack comes in, and of course, the Maledict is more than enough damage. And now Freeze chasing with the homing missile. Good jaunt of the Illusion, but the phase shift, the jaunt will come next. And Freeze not able to find a kill, but here comes Tim's, the Riptide. He's got the Ensnare. There's a BKB. He will BKB out of the Ensnare. Now Tim's the one getting chased down. Meanwhile, Samich will die elsewhere. Armel back into the fray. This BKB's timing's going to be down here in a moment. Raven finds the kill also in the bottom lane onto DDC with the Omni Slash, I would assume. But they don't get the kill onto the Gyrocopter in the top lane for Armel.
Man, I'm really worrying for VGJ/Thunder's approach to team fights now, because what happens when the Song of the Siren just comes out? What do? There's no way they can lock these heroes down reliably and take the fight, because they have to use their BKBs, or else they're just going to get Blink Sand King stunned and just blown up instantly, right? If they don't do that, then they're just going to get songed.
The song breakup in that last fight from Tim's is pretty much what won them the fight. The call to back, the call to reinitiate once the BKBs were down. Yep. It's really important.
And it's just going to get harder and harder, especially with these BKB durations getting lower.
And now we're talking about Tim's with a Radiance. And I know Radiance isn't the end-all be-all, but his items are going to keep stacking up. The waves are going to be constantly shoved in for VGJ/Thunder.
I like to call it the beginning of the end. Once you see that Radiance come out, you go, oh shit.
It's
now
like,
you have to deal with this nonsense.
When you see the 4-position Naga have a Radiance, it certainly doesn't feel good. And they are down 7k, but they do have Exorcism, a fairly good fighting ability for Sylar and them trying to get towers. But what can they do in order to get back into this game? Split push? It's going to be tough against all these Naga illusions.
They could attempt to sneak Roshan with the Exorcism, so that Gyrocopter can play without having to rely on his BKB in some of these team fights, but they don't do it fast at all.
Yeah.
Like the Exorcism, it's good, but there's no medallion coming out. Well, I think Fade has one.
Yeah, Fade just got one recently.
So Fade has a medallion, which helps, but it's still not fast. And then if you use Exorcism for that, then TNC are free to do whatever they want. They can just run in some towers, take team fights.
They need to do something, because it feels like they're getting choked out in this game. TNC have done a great job. They've just gotten the tier 2 tower bottom. They have plenty of farm of this Juggernaut who continues to split push, along with the Naga that we that we've already mentioned the Radiance is on.
Mark, just think about what going Radiance on 4-position Naga means. It means you saved up over 5,000 gold.
That's probably where most of the net worth advantage comes from. Obviously, there's more in the jug, but still, it's pretty insane to think about.
When you save up, when you're not using 5,000 gold and you're still winning in the game, that's how you know something's wrong.
I think it comes down to that the timing window you were talking about. You have nighttime and then the exorcism timing to worry about as well.
And, you know, they lined up and everything, and they were able to use exorcism for one tower. But you have Jakiro. You don't need to commit exorcism for just one tower if it's not going to be defended.
Well, something we haven't talked about is DDC's skill build. He went for the double dual breath, or rather the dual breath and the ice path max, and he only has 2 points in the liquid fire. Would you consider this unusual for Jakiro?
I think he used his brain on this when he realized, well, we can't fight anyway, so I'll never be able to get into position to where I can actually liquid fire towers without getting punished. So he goes for the other useful skills. It's good. It's really good.
Sam H makes an aggressive play. The call down, the ice path is there just in time. They get the vision, and now Sam H will fall, and this will give some more room to work with for VGJ/Thunder. That's a particularly big kill, but now they have to head back across the map and try to find Armel.
That's a double damage jug.
Yeah, I mean, that Roche, I am sure Sam H is fine with that. Raven just blew up Roshan. Armel was split pushing top into the tier 2 tower and actually got some serious work done.
Mont, that's mission accomplished.
Yeah. Like, he does not really care about that death. I mean, it's something for VGJ/Thunder to hang their hat on, but still. They have a long way to go, and now they have to fight into an Aegis Jug, who is massive. Manta-style, Scotty, Battle Fury, FaZe Aquila, and now building into a Butterfly. Eesh. He's level 21. My God.
He's got some big items on him as well. Well, Mont, let's... You know, this is getting a little grim. Let's bring out the positivity.
They do have a gem on Fade.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah, so... You at least have some map control, especially during nighttime. It's going to be nice to have for Fade. Obviously, the Agnum Scepter is not going to be there, but still at least something that they can get map control back with. You
know how a caster has run out of things to talk about, and they say, oh man, at least this team has X. You know what that is? They've got good high ground defense. And you know what? Team VGJ/Thunder, they've got great high ground defense.
They do have really good. I mean, they have one of the best heroes in the Underlord. Fighting into Exorcism is certainly not easy. You have the wave push of the Jakiro, plus the flat cannon from Gyrocopter. You're right. High ground, they've got the high ground defense up the wazoo for VGJ/Thunder.
It's also in a position where the Song of the Siren, it helps them reset, but they can't re-engage afterwards without having to dive super deep, right? So it puts them in a bit of a positional advantage, but the items from TNC are starting to rack up.
So it sounds like then if you're counting on the high ground defense of VGJ/Thunder, you might just leave this tier 2 tower alone in the top lane. Let them take this. Potentially, you might want to Firestorm or
it's already so low.
But
there's nothing they can do to defend it.
Yeah. They'll just try to Crypt Swarm and Firestorm the wave, but I don't think they're really that concerned. And in the meantime, they're still pushing bottom with Tims because he has bots now. And they're back up in 4 seconds. He can join his team at any moment if he wants to for Tims.
Oh, we've got a TP in from Fade down bottom, wrapping around on Tims, looking for a potential pickup.
This could be a big kill if they can find it. Freeze is running at him, but they haven't found Tims. Now they have. They've spotted him. Fade will get off the silence. They need to run Freeze over here. He's just got a TP, and I don't think they have any way of canceling this. In fact, he's just out of there.
Yep.
That's pretty depressing for VGJ/Thunder. That's a kill that they could have gotten had it just been there a little bit sooner with another hero, but instead it's more split pushing, more room for Raven and the rest of the TNC squad, and they are taking control of it.
It's a kill they desperately needed to free up the map. Because look what happens when Juggernaut just hits the tower with the healing ward. Takes absolutely 0 damage. There's no way to initiate on him reliably.
If they try to go on him, Sam H is ready for the counter initiation. He's got the blink, he's got the force staff. They don't even need to, though. They will take down the tower, they'll Blade Fury the wave and back themselves up and continue to take control of this map. They now have a 12K lead for TNC, and they are dangerously close, Brax, to getting to the playoffs here for the Bucharest Major.
I mean, that just shows you the level of desperation to acquire any sort of farm, right? Freeze down bottom, call down the wave, TP's out when you see the Naga Siren. That's the story of the game right now.
Get me out of here. Yeah, this is definitely rough for VGJ/Thunder, but TNC, it feels like they've played it beautifully. Just getting the farm that they needed on Tims, getting the farm for the rest of the heroes, splitting up the map, fighting around this Naga Siren song and the one initiation in the mid lane. They're taking control, and they are not letting go right now. It is a 13K advantage. They now have a Yule Scepter on the Sand King, and they could try to fight if they want to. They still have this Aegis for a little bit. It's going to be another minute and 30 seconds with this Aegis for Raven.
Yep, and he's closing in on Butterfly. Gyro also has a sizable amount of gold. Death Prophet, same thing. Got the Shiva's Guard. Well, has enough money to purchase the Shiva's Guard. The problem is getting the courier there.
Yeah, that's feels tough. at this point of the game, considering you're choked inside your base. But here it goes. They have the high ground defense. Maybe they can use it to their advantage here. Tier 3 already taking a bit of chip damage. Raven does a lot. Still with the Aegis, the Firestorm doing some serious work, but he will spin out and get himself to safety for now.
Yep, they sniped the healing ward, so that's going to be the end of that. But meanwhile, look at this. Armel sits in the mid lane, Tim's in the bottom lane. Oof. There's just so much to deal with.
Death by split push for VGJ&Thunder. They're trying to hang on in any way. And Raven wants to use this Aegis. He still has some time with it. He's got 40 more seconds. He knows this. At the very least, he wants to get more damage done. He doesn't want to lose the Aegis for free. He will get himself out to safety. Up back to the high ground with Samage, able to force him away. And now it is daytime also. Something else to consider.
Well, looking at the positives, we've got Naga Illusions to farm. That's extra cash in the
It'll help the gyrocopter.
It will.
Freeze is desperately trying to get to a butterfly. He's been stuck at this BKB Yasha for pretty much, I think, like 10 minutes now at this point.
Can he even get out to use the courier, though, to buy his butterfly from the secret shop? Look at the wards.
Not safely. The wards are absolutely fantastic. This triangle camp area is warded completely by TNC, and they have a ward of the mid lane to spot anybody moving there.
Look at this, using the buddy system to go buy the item.
They pretty much have to, yeah.
Yeah.
And Sylar he's got the Shiva's Guard now, and Freeze will be able to get at least components of his butterfly. He's not quite at the quarterstaff yet, though.
When you look at these wards, you think, oh, how could they possibly have a gem? Well, they do have a gem to counter the wards, so they just can't get out there.
They have been stuck inside their base for the last 2 to 3 minutes, but because they're able to buy some items, they now have a little bit more to work with. They have picked up the Solar Crest on the Night Stalker. Guardian Greaves was purchased a while ago for Yang. You talked about the Shiva's Guard. That obviously has been picked up. The Butterfly for Freeze is coming out. So the next set of items is there, but the unfortunate thing is that TNC just have way more items than them.
All right, we've got a smoke coming out from VGJ. They see old Tim's. Oh boy.
The Yule Scepter. Tim says the song, but maybe they can lock him down. They've gotten the silence coming in. The Macropyre is more than enough along with the auto attacks. That is a big kill. It will relieve a lot of pressure on VGJ&Thunder's base. They can actually start getting out and farming and fighting more.
Yep, gives them that breathing room to get these lanes out without having to constantly worry about the pesky Naga Illusions pushing in a lane. So now they can take some time to go farm. TNC might have to back up a little bit because they don't want to be able to. They don't want to take any team fights without their Naga Siren, right? They need to get into position.
And so Aegis is gone as well.
Yep.
So they don't want to try pushing high ground unless they get a pick for TNC. Maybe wait for the next Roshan, try to get Aegis and Cheese, and finish the game off that way.
Yeah, and that's just time for VGJ to make some plays and get back in this game.
They're actually going for a Scythe on Yang, which is going to be significant. If they can actually lock somebody down during these fights, they can get the kill.
Yeah, looks like the item they need to catch some of these heroes because the split push from TNC is very difficult to deal with.
If you can hex Armel or Tim's, you'll be in a good position. But I think Armel has a Lincoln Sphere. He does. Okay. He's also building to an Ags next too, which is...
Being able to hex anyone, you know, just so they can get a pick on a side lane is so important. And with that Lincoln Sphere on Puck, he can play like a complete... Never mind, I should rephrase that. He can play as aggressive as he likes.
Exactly.
Without having to worry.
The good news for VGJ&Thunder, they do have the Exorcism at level 3, and they are starting to get out onto the map. TNC
we haven't seen this in a while.
Them pushing out in the map.
Yeah, they've been confined to their base for the last 10 minutes, it feels like.
It's definitely not easy. It will be night in a minute if they want to try to go for something in that regard. Roche is in 30 seconds at the very least.
So that's the problem, right? They're going to have to contest this Roshan, or they have to deal with Refresher, or the Refresher Shard, Aegis, and Cheese. So, like, they're in an awkward position where they can finally push out these lanes. They have some breathing room, but they need to smoke out, find some picks. But Hex is far away, and they can use that Yules into the Ice Path combo to find a gank, which is probably their most reliable setup at the moment.
They really need to get out of their base. And because they aren't, TNC are taking all of this map control. They have so much farm. Cuckoo has a Glimmer Cape. He's got Drum. He is a rich Witch Doctor. He's in the 5 position. Of course, we've talked about Tim's, who is now ahead of Samage, although they're very close. SMH has a Vitality booster just to keep himself a little bit tanky. They are going to try to go for a kill on him, though. It's not the easiest kill. He's forced that, but he's TPing now. The Void will cancel it. He'll get silenced up. He will use his force. He's got the Eul Scepter. Blank is back up in 2 seconds. There's the Shiva's Guard. They got the Ice Path. This could be a big kill, and SMH will get dropped down. They'll TP in the Naga Siren, but the creep is killed by Sylar.
TNC wants to fight this.
They're going in. Armel is here. The Lincoln Sphere is broken. There's the Waning Rift onto 2. The Firestorm coming out. The Eul Scepter is there as well. Raven pops the Healing Ward. The Ice Path just connecting to onto Armel, and he's actually in a lot of trouble. The Rocket Barrage, they're going to take another kill. It's 2 dead for TNC and VGJ/Thunder. Roshan is up, Brax.
Wow. Very unexpected. You know, they happen to get the pick off onto the Sand King, and then they cancel the Boots of Travel by killing the creep the Naga Siren's TPing onto, and TNC still forced the engagement. And VGJ/Thunder, with this Roshan, they might be back in the game.
They have a new lease on life, but they're going to try to fight this for TNC. A smart play. They buy back on the Sand King. They still don't have Armel. The Ice Path will miss. That'll be end of the Naga Siren. They have the Song of the Siren up now with a Manta style on the Naga, by the way. Some significant farm, and it looks like VGJ will back themselves up also because their bottom lane tier 3 is being pushed in. They might need to address, but they'll smoke up instead. VGJ/Thunder are going to try to get back into this fight.
They don't want to give this Roche.
BKB is up for freeze. Sylar has the Exorcism. They're going to try to find something. The Radiance burn, the Illusions. Cuckoo walks up, and that's not the hero they wanted, but they'll take the kill if they can find it. Still, he gets forced away. The Glimmer Cape is there. He's in trouble. They have the Healing Ward to try to keep him alive. The Dual Breath, the Song of the Siren comes out. They're going to try to turn this around. Can they find anything here? They have found the Gyrocopter. He's got the BKB. He doesn't use it. Not yet. Now Cuckoo gets turned on. He walks uphill and he dies. Dead for 58 seconds. TNC, they might need to back up. The Euls will come out. That's onto the Junk. He's got the spin available. He will use it. Thunder. The tier 2 tower. It's now 4 versus 5 fight if they want to try to take it. Now they use up Tim's as well. He's got the Manta Burrow strike. It's onto 3. The Omni Slash coming in. TNC turning the fight around. They get freeze. They're about to get more. DDC getting drop low. Yang trying to Dark Rift away. Raven getting Spirit Siphon with the Exorcism. They cancel that Dark Rift. They want to stay and fight this, and they're trying their best. It's a 2-for-1 trade. The Illusion's doing some work onto Sylar, but everybody is able to get away for TNC. They're able to kite this Death Prophet with the Naga Sirens and Snare. They're still looking for more. SamH now close to the Roche Pit, trying to get himself to safety, and VGJ/Thunder, they need to back up. The Exorcism is about to wear off, and TNC, they have whiplasted VGJ/Thunder's fighting potential in this particular engagement.
TNC's coming back. Exorcism's out.
I think they just want to finish off Roche, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Yep. TNC will head into the Roche Pit. Oh, what a Burrow strike from SamH. He does it again.
Isn't it crazy that TNC killed 2 people on the side of VGJ/Thunder, one being the core Gyrocopter, and then TNC are the ones running away from the Exorcism? That's just how powerful it is.
Yeah. Level 3 Exorcism is tough to fight into, and Sylar knows it, but now he has to wait 83 seconds to use it again. And we'll just check out the replay.
The sleep was so awkward,
it
but
was.
It still baits a fight, right? Cuckoo tries the cask, walks up to the hill, dies instantly.
They had the vision from the illusion, but it died, and that's why he walked up and then he just backed up because he couldn't get the cask off in time.
Yep, but it doesn't matter. Armel respawns, they chase the Juggernaut, and he gets a gigantic Omni Slash off with the Sand King.
This is the Burrow, the 3-man. They Dream Coil everybody. They have the Waning Rift. There's not much they can do. What a fight. Freeze gets dropped down. They Dark Rift. They cancel it. They could have gotten a couple more kills with it, but again, TNC are able to vacate the premises quickly, get themselves out of trouble. So it is now a 17K net worth advantage for TNC. It was getting a little bit dicey there for a moment, but TNC have done beautifully. They will now push into the tier 3 tower, the Blade Fury. They want to get this, but the Glyph will go. Sylar still has no Exorcism. They get off the Ice Path, forced away. Raven trying to get back up to the high ground. Yes, the Manta Salve will still work with him. And again, the Age is for quite some time. The Cheese, of course, is on Armel, who is also very tanky and very strong at this point. Tier 3 getting lower and lower. They're going to try to take it down. They get off the Pit of Malice. It won't do much. And now Raven going on to Yang. He will spin himself out of trouble. And you could just back up and Shrine and take the Shrines away if you're TNC at this point.
That's right. You just picked up the Aegis. You have all the time in the world to slow push, take all these Shrines out, keep that map control. And, of course, meanwhile, in the bottom lane, it's still the same story with the Naga Siren, pushing the lanes in over and over.
Let me tell you about a little thing called Gyrocopter Rapier.
Okay, tell me about that.
Because he is building it, and I feel like we've seen it a lot in this tournament, Brax.
How does he hold it? He's driving an airplane.
It's tough, you know. Maybe he's got one arm driving, one arm with the rapier out the window. I don't know.
I guess it is tough. That's how we don't see it every game.
Exactly. But it has been picked up pretty commonly here for a rapier. I mean, a rapier is something that we don't see as often as you, of course, would expect because of the cost, what it means. I mean.
Yep.
But
the whole drop on death is not the most appealing mechanic.
Exactly. But this is the problem with a lot of gyrocopters in the late game is you need that type of damage. But here we go. They're going to fight the Burrow Strike. That's onto 2. They've got the Troop Ball. The Waiting Rift coming out. The Death Ward going as well. They're going to try to Dark Rift away. Sylar in trouble. The Shiva's Guard is still alive. They actually can't get out. They've got the Night Stalker. The Dark Rift comes just in time. I thought they might have lost Sylar as well, but it is only the Night Stalker going down. So that's not that bad for VGJ Thunder, but now there's an open lane into this rack to the top. They're going to try to fight this. They have the buyback coming in from Fade. It is still daytime coming in. The Hex will come out of the Raven. The Exorcism. They've got the Ice Path, but again, he has the Aegis to work with. They need to bring him down. They've got the Manta Style. The Blade Fury comes out as well, and now Raven is on the run, and I don't know if they can catch him. They're going to come in with Armel, another Waiting Rift coming through. The Eul Scepter, the Death Prophet's Exorcism still trying to do some work. The Ice Path is there. The BKB, the Cast will come in, but Freeze wants to bring him down, and he will, but that's just the Aegis.
Oh, man,
Can they get Sylar? They do have a Refresher Orb on Sylar. He's ready for another one. They Hex up Raven. He's getting caught the Ice Path. The Macro Power, they'll bring him down, it looks like. He will fall dead for 100 seconds. Can they find anything else? Samage will burrow himself to safety as DDC picks up a gem, trying to get back to the rest of his team. Armel coming up looking for Yang, and of course now the push is coming in. They've taken the bottom racks with Tims. While all that happened, Tims rotated. He was able to get the full bottom set of racks, and so yes, you bring down Raven, but a lot of damage is done structurally, Brax.
Yeah. That fight was pretty crazy, but it is a 4v5, right? Naga Siren split pushing the entire time. That also happened to be a double siege creep wave. So mid lane, there was a lot of damage being dealt as well. No, they can't fight the Exorcism at all. It does so much damage, and they have to dive so deep. And then we have that Underlord Atrophy Aura coming out against a hero like Juggernaut, heavily stat-based.
Death Ward, Fade about to die back. They've got the Dagon. They get the Hex off, though. They can turn this. Sylar's got another Exorcism if he wants to use it. The Ice Man, they might not even need it. Armel's going to fall. Now he's dead for 90. Okay. VGJ Thunder. They're still bringing it at this point. By the way, the Gyrocopter has switched to a Nullifier, and I think he actually has it.
Oh, okay.
If he wants
Nullifier.
It. That's what he had in his quick buy. I'm not actually sure if he's going to... It's not on the Courier, so I think he's waiting for the choice. Anyway, Yang will be the one to defend. In the meantime, top is being pushed in by Sam H. He's got the creep wave there. They will lose their tier 2 tower for TNC. They are still up 21k net worth, and again, they have that Rax advantage.
It's go time, Mott. But there's only one melee creep, and it's chasing these Naga Siren illusions mid.
They need to keep this thing alive, and it's the hardest thing
Mott,
ever.
where's the
Riptide comes out, it's still alive, it's so close, finally gets dropped down by the Inaga illusions.
Oh,
there is another wave coming, but by that point, Puck will be back up in about 30 to 20 seconds, and so they will back themselves up for VGJ Thunder.
That's so sad. They desperately needed the creep just a tiny bit further so they could attack the tier 3 on the high ground, but it's assassinated.
So buyback surplus up to 2,000 now for the Gyrocopter. He's at 40. He's got 4,000 gold, so he's getting close to having not only Rapier but buyback as well. And I think that's really what he's waiting for at this point.
Please buy the Rapier.
He might buy it now. Yeah, I think it was to farm a bit more first before and just have the buyback safely.
He's thinking. He's not sure what he wants in life.
There's still the cheese for TNC. Sam H had it. I thought Armel had it, but of course he was dropped down and they gave it over to the Sand King at some point.
Mott, Gyro's made a full U-turn. He's going for the Satanic.
Wow. He really cannot decide what he wants.
Well,
I
actually,
suppose it makes sense, but I guess they don't need damage. They have the Exorcism.
Yeah, it is all the Exorcism in team fights, right? And now Sylar with the Refresher will have her every fight, basically.
All right.
It's still a game where TNC have hit this wall where they can't team fight, right? They need to split push. They need to use this Naga Siren pretty much just being a core. They need to use that advantage to make anything happen. The illusions are annoying to deal with, but I don't think this can actually win them the game. At some point, they're going to have to be able to fight, right?
Yeah, they need to get
Gyrocopter's
tier
going to get to
4s.
that like a Satanic Rapier part of the game, and you just, you can't split push against this guy. He's going to kill your base in 3 hits.
This net worth lead is huge for TNC, but again, VGJ Thunder have shown it's not insurmountable with the fights they've had recently.
Yeah.
However, if VGJ Thunder let TNC have another Roche, I think if TNC get Aegis, Cheese, and Refresher Shard,
Yes.
it's probably going to be another set of racks. It feels like it's almost impossible for them to win in a fight in that regard, even with Exorcism, with double Exorcism for that matter. Although level 25 is right around the corner for Sylar. We'll see what he gets, the Spirits of the Haste. And speaking of levels as well, who else is 25? Raven is now there. He has picked himself up the 600 health. He doesn't go for the Omni/Strikes, and I think that makes sense considering he's just died recently.
He's an objective gamer, Mott. He's going to hit the buildings.
Yeah.
That's his goal in life.
Other items coming out for TNC. We've talked a lot about VGJ Thunder, but I want to... Of course, the Octarine Core is up for Tims. That happened, I think, a while ago.
Oh yeah, he's been picking up so many items lately.
There's a Crimson Guard on Sam H that he got not too long ago either. And a Lincoln Sphere that's being built for Tim, so they're going to have another Lincoln Sphere to work with. So we'll slow things down here for a bit. It is nighttime for now, but it's at 46 minutes into this game. 2 minutes until daytime. Roche, we're going to find out when it respawns in 30 seconds. Both available on both sides as well.
As crazy as it sounds, I think VGJ are in the most comfortable position they've been in for quite some time. Yeah, they can't leave the base, but Gyro has a full Satanic. He has the Rapier in his quick buy. Once he gets that, it's going to be good to go. They just can't fight the Death Prophet.
Yeah, I don't know how you bring the Sylar down now with the BKB Shivas, and you have the Dark Rift to fall back on with the pipe and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's another thing, the Dark Rift in these team fights. If you can't burst a hero like DP or a hero like a Rapier Gyro with a Satanic, right? In a whole world of hurt.
If VGJ&Thunder could just somehow find a way to get a Rax or to get a good team fight, maybe they can turn things around. But TNC are just, again, they're just controlling this whole map, as you would expect. They're still doing well. They're still up 25K. This next Roche is going to mean a lot, and it's not for another 2.5 minutes. That's the respawn time for Roshan at this point.
In order for TNC to be able to close this game, they need to make it extremely chaotic. You know, they need to make VGJ feel comfortable enough to leave the base so that they can actually get significant damage onto the towers. But, of course, playing against Rapier Gyrocopter, Mega Creeps are dealable. You know, he can't handle them.
One of the best heroes in that regard. Flat Cannon with the +3 Flat Cannon attacks, which, by the way, is a fantastic talent.
That is quite good.
Oh, here we go. The Burrow Strike is down into the epicenter, getting channeled. The Omnislash is going to come in. The Yule Scepter, they might bring down Yang. He's getting low, and he will fall. Sylar's there. He's got the access, and he will use it. The song comes out, though. So far, it's a 1-for-1 trade. Now the song coming in. Raven chasing down Sylar. Sam H is the one, though, that's getting chased by the Death Prophet, doing a lot of work. He will Burrow Strike away, and Sylar is chasing so far. The other side of the fight, they will be able to get away with everybody else. And now Sylar is alone. Sam H is still alive, and he waddles away. And it will be a 1-for-1 trade. That is Exorcism down, but again, he has the Refresher Orb. That could have been a lot worse, really, for both teams at this point, Brax.
Yeah, it was a chaotic fight where nobody really died except, you know, the people that did die, but it felt like more people would die.
Exactly. You get a double Burrow Strike off and you think, okay, this could be good.
I'm watching this Rapier Gyrocopter attack people with Flat Cannon, and they're not dying at all. It doesn't feel like it does any damage.
He actually has, I think he has another Rapier queued up. It might be a Nullifier.
He does have
another Rapier. Okay. That's how you know, man.
He's missing against the Radiance. Juggernaut also has, you know, Butterfly, but Jug doesn't really fight him. You know, he's running from the DP the entire fight. I don't know. The game is so weird.
Like, can you get, the question I have is, if you're VGJ&Thunder, can you get out of the base and try to contest Roche here, or is it just TNCs?
I mean, I think I definitely overrated this Rapier. Like, it looks pretty and it gives a lot of damage, but nowhere near enough damage, apparently, because it doesn't look like it's doing much at all.
He's going to need to do something, and I think that's why he's building another Rapier at this point. He just needs more damage. There's a Lotus Orb now up at Sand King. Sam H has had a heck of a game, as we've seen with his double, triple, quadruple Burrow Strikes that he's had.
Yep, there's a huge lack of lockdown on the side of VGJ&Thunder, right? Outside of the Hex, there's nothing that's really, you know, that instant. These Force Staffs, Lotus Orbs for all the slows and silences, going to be huge. But this is so, I mean, how can they even leave the base for that long? Every time they leave the base, they're on a timer before all these waves just come crashing. And look at these illusions in the base already.
The illusions are just constantly pushing it, but they're trying to find something. VGJ&Thunder have smoked up, but they realize they can't really stay out for much longer than only a few seconds. They have to get back and defend.
They've got like a 10-second curfew before they have to get home to their base.
Exactly. The good news is that they can keep Yang here, and he can always just use the Firestorm to keep the waves pushed out, and he can Dark Rift in if they have a creep nearby.
That's true. The Dark Rift is super good at dealing with this level of split push. But it's getting quite ridiculous now.
And you know what VGJ&Thunder wanted to do? They wanted to try to fight and fight with Roche, and I think now it's going to be TNC that want to do that. They have picked up a haste rune for Raven. They still have that cheese, by the way, from the second Roshan. This is Refresher Shard Roche, by the way. And again, if Raven is able to get Aegis Refresher Shard, he's another BKB to work with, another Manta, or whoever they want to give it to. Maybe another Song for the Naga or another Epicenter for the Sand King.
Yep, another smoke from VGJ&Thunder, looking to make something happen.
And we'll push out together. The Firestorm is there, but the Illusion Orb constantly pushing it back in. TNC have done the smart thing. They've backed up. They've pretty much grouped up with the exception of Tim's.
Oh, man, it's an Arcane Rune puck.
He just keeps throwing out orbs. He's got 3 seconds on the cooldown now, so he just continues to push out the waves. It's up to 5,000 gold. Of course, he's level 25 now, so he's the 420 GPM.
That's a lot of gold.
Raven is in Roshan. TNC want to finish this game off, and one way to do it would be to grab the Aegis Cheese and Refresher Shard. But here we go. They're coming in. Pit of Malice roots him down. It's on to 2. Here's Freeze. He's going to drop the Flak Cannon. They've got the Hex up as well. Raven's in trouble.
He's dying.
Getting low. They've got the Song of the Siren. He spins out. He survives. Tims is there with the song. But now they can take Roche. They've got the Exorcism still going. TNC need to get back in. They've got Samage. He's channeling the Epicenter. He's about to burrow. Who gets the Aegis? He gets snatched by Yang. Now the Omni Slash going through. Fade getting low. Samage still in the middle of it all. They've got the Hex on the Silent looking for the puck. Yule Scepter up onto Samage as well. Nobody's dead yet. How is nobody dead? The Burrow Strike comes out fine and they'll drop down Samage. It's a 1-for-1 trade as they lose Fate on the side of VGJ&Thunder, but he'll buy back instantly. Raven trying to spin away. He's low. He's really low. The Rocket Barrage coming in and Freeze gets the job done. It's going to be a 2-for-1 for now, but Raven is dead. They do have buyback. What a colossal fight all over the place. And VGJ&Thunder, what did they get? They got the Aegis, they got the Refresher Shard, and they got the Cheese. They got all 3, Brax.
Gee willikers, Mont. VGJ&Thunder want to fight.
I wonder how that happened.
God, Freeze got so low when he got when he was stuck in the pit when Samage came in with the epicenter.
Yeah.
But then he pressed the satanic button, clicked some people down, had full health.
He's about to have he has another Rapier now, Brax.
Wow.
This is the time for VGJ&Thunder. Forcing out Raven's buyback would be monumental. They're trying to keep the waves pushed. Yang will pop the pipe as they know the illusions are trying to clear this out. Here we go. It's high ground time, Brax.
You can't split push against this level of building damage, right?
It's too much.
Rapier Gyro.
You can take tier 3s, maybe go for tier 4s if you're VGJ&Thunder. They're still going. They have bought back on Raven. This is the time to go. They want to fight this. There's no buyback on the Gyro. He has Cheese and Satanic to work with. This building is falling so fast. Armel getting chased down. Salar has popped the BKB. He's got the Exorcism rolling. He has a Refresher Shard, so he's got another one to work with. The Death Board will come out. Not doing that much. Yang is too tanky. The Yules coming in, but there's the Scythe coming out as well. Salar is moving around so fast. They pop the Song of the Siren. They're ready to go. They're looking for some sort of setup here, and they might find it. The Epicenter getting channeled. Great Burrow Strike coming in. The Shiva's Guard. Freeze gets off the BKB. Samage is low. He might die back. Tims is getting run down. Sylar pops the Refresher Shard. Raven has already used his Omni Slash. It has done nothing. Freeze gets a double kill. They have to buy back on Tims. It is backdoor protected on the tier 4 tower. They're still going. Armel is able to jaunt away on that puck. Tier 4 will fall. They have to Dark Rift away. They cannot finish the game here. The waves are too far out. They will make it up, but Sylar will not. He gets struck down. He's dead for 100 seconds. He was on the edge of the Dark Rift. He couldn't make it in time. And VGJ&Thunder will lose their Death Prophet. Oh my lord, what is happening, Brax?
Well, some people might flame the Uber driver for leaving one of the passengers, but, 4 out of 5 is pretty good,
4
right?
4 out of 5 is very good, I would say, for Yang.
I agree.
Oh,
they had no creeps in the base. They're taking the fight, trying to hit the tier 4 towers, but the Crimson Guard comes out on the buildings, and it does a lot, right? When you already have so much armor, you block a flat amount of damage.
They have picked up the Nullifier for Raven for TNC.
Okay. God, this item feels like such a game changer.
We've said it's the game winner before.
Right, when you're able to, what do you call it? That you can mute? Yeah, when you mute the Satanic, the BKB.
The active is called Nullify, if you want to be specific.
All right, so once you apply the Nullify and you mute the targets, that's when you can lock their items down.
Well, TNC.
But even if you apply the Nullify and you mute somebody, there's still these 4 snaps that come out. You can get Dark Rifted back to base as well. There's a whole lot of nonsense to deal with.
Yeah, that is true. But it is such a game-changing item for sure that Raven, if he can get it off on Sylar, if he can get it off onto Freeze, that's 2 Rapiers on the deck if they can bring Freeze down. We've seen Gyrocopters lose because they got nullified. They have no Satanic, they have no BKB, they can't get it off in time. And I think that's a situation that can certainly happen if Freeze is not careful. I don't know if Raven has revealed that he has the Nullifier.
He's also not the best hero for just getting in there and applying it before the BKB comes out, right?
He has no blink.
Exactly.
Like you would maybe see on another Juggernaut.
He even has no boots on him.
Yeah. I mean, he is speedy with the flutter move speed from Butterfly, but
but still, he's barefoot.
TNC, they are setting up to try to find a fight. They've got the song. Tims is about to use it, I believe. There it goes. It's going to be on pretty much everybody here.
see
Sam H
Freeze
is ready.
in the
They
back
want
line.
Freeze. They want this nullified. They get it off in time. Here we go. And now they're going to try to find this kill to force away the illusion. Freeze. It looks like he's fine. He's actually going to stay alive for now. I think he's actually still going. The Omni Slash is there. Siler's got the extra running. He's got the Satanic. Freeze is fine and Raven's in trouble. They'll break down Cuckoo. The call down will go. It's a double kill for Freeze. They keep him alive with the 4 steps. And now they will find Raven. 10 for 111 seconds. Sylar with the exorcism and Freeze with the triple kill. And VGJ/Thunder, they are actually going to be able to march right down mid, and I think they might be able to finish this game off, Rex.
There's no buyback on Juggernaut at all. He doesn't have the cash for it. It's also just on cooldown. There's no buyback for anyone on TNC except Armel's puck.
By that third Rapier Freeze, you have earned it, and he will. He will put his BKB and his backpack. He is dealing over 1,000 damage at this point.
Mott, don't ask me where he holds the third Rapier. I don't know.
It's somewhere in there, I'm sure, Brax.
Look at this, the creep wave, though. It's just getting melted.
Yeah, the Tim's Nagasara, the only thing they can count on is ratting at this point, keeping the waves pushed out, making sure that backdoor protection is enabled. They're going to get the creep wave. Armel making a big play with that Illusion Europe and the Waiting Room combination.
They don't need creeps. Freeze has 1,300
It's
damage.
true, he does so much.
Just run down mid lane.
Run down mid. You have Raven still dead for 56 seconds. You have plenty of time. At the very least, it will be a 4 versus 5, though, as Sam H is alive soon. They've got the Eul Scepter, they've got the Ice Path. Armel, he will fall, but he does have buyback. It's not the end of the world. Tims continues to throw up the illusions, but they will get brought down with Yang dropping the Firestorm. There's that buyback. Now the Song of the Siren. They're trying to delay as much as possible. Tims and TNC are doing everything in their power to keep this game even. It's not over yet, Brax. Raven is back up in 30 seconds. Can you believe it? They have almost made it to the base for VGJ/Thunder. Can they finish it off within 23 seconds? The Dream Coil will come out. That's an active Dream Coil. They've got the Exorcism coming in.
Come on, that building died in 3 right clicks. You don't need creeps, just get in there.
Just go for VGJ/Thunder, and they will do just that. 13 seconds without Raven. Do they have a glyph? They absolutely do, but they bring down Kuka with a flat cannon for Freeze. The triple Rapier is still going. The Illusion Europe's coming out. Armel doing anything he can. The Exorcism is there. I don't think it's going to be a time for TNC. Raven, he's respawned. Damage. He gets Yules as he tries to go for the Burrow strike. The building falling. The Ancient is dead. VGJ/Thunder, they have done it. They have come back from a 20K net worth deficit. They brought the 3